Hi Nikhil and Leela. So your basics in terms of your fundamentals start with Nikhil's timing or the men's timing on one, which is with the right foot. I'll just show you from behind. So it starts with the right foot. You're going, sorry, so your left foot for the men. It starts with one, two, three, tap, five, six, seven, tap. Two, three factors to be kept in mind when you're doing the basics. Your posture. Number one, your posture in terms of your shoulders is relatively back. I'm just showing this for the sake of the video, so you'll keep in mind. It looks nicer if you maintain your posture. The shoulders going back in terms of you just simply rotate your scapula and your shoulders should be back fine. Your feet should be in a soft block, not in a complete straight mode, but a soft block. And your back, your spinal cord is slightly jutting out. It's more applicable for Lever, not so much for you. If you keep your shoulders straight up in terms of Nikhil, it will be fine, right? So this is your posture. Number two, as you're doing this basic, remember the concept I told you, the historic relevance to bachata with respect to footwork. There is no unnatural sway of hips and there is no focus on the hips. It's only on the feet because of the weight of the cuff links, as I explained, around the feet. That creates this impression that when you're going on one and two and three, the hips are naturally jutting out because your feet are completely grounded on the right foot. In the case of Nikhil, he's starting with the one, going on a transitioning into the two. So on the one, his right foot is completely grounded. Yes, that's exactly why when you do the basic, it's going into a one, two, three, tap. Does that make sense? And there's a natural seven tap. You're not focusing on the hips. You're just focusing on the weight transfer. This is extremely important, especially for Leva when she is going with the hips. If she is wearing heels, it will help her going into a one, two, three, even more, because the heels are going to add accentuation around the hips. But again and again, no focus on the hips, only focus on the weight transfer. Number two, in terms of the basics, you're moving into the box step and the base syncopation, which you can focus on. The box and the base syncopation, Nikhil's timing, which is one, two, three, tap, five, six, seven, tap, right? Left feet, right feet, left feet, tap, right feet, left feet, right feet, tap. Okay? Same case to Leva. In her case, her timing completely shifts. Because he's doing a box step forward, Leva's box step goes behind. So her timing is basically on her right feet, left feet, right feet, tap, left feet, right feet, left feet, tap. Does that make sense? So you're going one, two, three, tap, and then five, six, seven, tap. This is the box step. Moving on to the third aspect, which is the base syncopation. So starting, Nikhil's timing is one and three, tap, five and seven, tap. The technique for this step is really quite simple. You focus on transitioning the weight on the two and the three. You're doing one, two, three. So it's a one and three. So you're transitioning the weight the same way the African slave movement of the cufflinks. You see that? The weight transfer, the transition applies here as well. So one, and three, tap, five, and seven, tap. So Leva, obviously your timing is on the reverse. This is your base syncopation. The same concept can be applied in the box step, which basically goes into one and three, tap, five, and seven, tap. I would suggest practicing this as much as possible. Five and seven. Practicing the box step first and then this syncopation. That's one. Now comes the outside turn for Leva and the inside turn for Leva. Also applicable for Nikhil if he's wanting to turn, depending on the choreography, the frame out later on and the music. So your outside turn, Leva's outside turn is basically starting off with the one, you're going one, two, three. This is one type of an outside turn starting on the five, which is the five, a six. Swivel your left feet on the seven. I'm sorry, swivel your right feet on the seven. Seven and tap. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Again, on the back, five, six, seven, and one, two, three, tap, five, six, swerve, seven, tap. Does that make sense? For Leva. The same thing applies for you on the reverse count. Moving on to the outside turn for going on, starting on the one. Does that make sense? Starting on the one. You're going on to one, two, three, tap. In this case, the case of Leva, it's starting on the one, three, one. So you're starting on the one, two, three, tap. The same technique applies for this turn as well, where you're swiveling with the one, two, three. 3 is on the left feet. Make sense? Now, that's your turns. Same now in terms of connection. Even if you can come here. In terms of connection, the two holes which I told you in terms of hold, you have to hold her not around the center of the spine, but just below. Yes, somewhere around here. The elbow connections should be arm to arm, preferably providing some amount of resistance from the center of the body. Yes? Apply the resistance from the center of the body. So if you're on 0, moving on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, out here, and here, the same case, in terms of the connection here, keeping a parallel plane. Yes? Number 1. Number 2, in terms of the connection from the elbow. Number 3, the connection from the arm. It stays parallel, elbow stays around the waistline, yes? And providing the resistance with the palm. You see what I'm saying? Now, providing the resistance with the palm, keep going, holding on like this, and you start off with the basic on 1, 2, 3. Tap and a 5, 6, 7. Now the transition, Nikhil. The transition basically moves from here, slowly, slowly, here. That was only for the sake of demonstration of the transition from the hip. That's number 1. And number 2, when you're going in this, you follow the technique of the outside basic, which is 1, 2, 3, tap. Short steps. Make sure it's really short steps. It's 1, 2, 3, tap. Then you move into the 5, 6, 7, and then the box, which I already taught you. The basic syncopation I taught you. The basic syncopation can also be done like this, or can be done in the close hold. 1 and 3, or 5 and 7. Does that make sense? You've completed all these aspects, and then the turn, finally. Leave one more time. Thank you. So in terms of the turn, you transition, in case if it's the open hold, you transition from here, it's absolutely here, providing some resistance with the palm, transitioning into with the middle two fingers, coming in the middle, and somewhere between the fingers and the, you know what I mean, the connection right between the fingers and the wrist, right? Right here, it transitions from here into here, and when you turn, make sure even if it's starting from the elbow, from between the waistline, it goes up till the ground. Does that make sense? And then you transition into a turn. That's your basic so far. We will move into more techniques of the wrist connection from here, moving on to here, creating a reflection. If you want, you can practice this till we get back into choreography. From here, it transitions into, so transition slowly, just relax, here and here. I can repeat it last time, from here and here, creating a direct reflection like a mirror between. So that will lead to a, that's all, thank you.